What up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and today on the channel I'm going to be talking about my experience reading the brand new release from Paul Tremblay, Horror Movie. Now, this is the first time I've ever read anything by this author, so I was excited on more than one count because I was excited to read this new author finally, and I was excited because of the premise of this book. Every week I get on NetGalley and I go through all of the recently added titles and the genres I like to read in, and Horror Movie popped up. Honestly, I didn't even notice it was written by Paul Tremblay at first. I just saw the cover. It appealed to me because it looks like an old VHS. And then I saw the little blurb in the book description saying it was a refreshing take on the cursed film genre. Cursed film and found footage, those are two buzzword genres for me, or subgenres I should say. At that point, I didn't even need to read further in the book description. I was in. I loved the style that Paul Tremblay used when writing this book. It was as though I was sitting there at the table with this narrator being told the story firsthand. Readers are never told the name of this narrator. All we know is that he is the original actor who played the Thin Kid in the 1993 original version of Horror Movie. The timeline changes between 30 years ago when the original movie was being filmed and the present while Hollywood is in pre-production for the remake, which he is a part of. Here's where things get weird. Only 3 scenes of that original were ever released to the public. Despite the fact that the entire movie was never released, a huge fan base grew from this. Y'all may be wondering, what happened in those 3 scenes to grow such a huge fan base that Hollywood would pick this up 30 years later? Maybe it's not the scenes. Maybe it's the fact that everyone involved in the original filming, making of this movie, with the exception of Thin Kid, are dead. That's how the whole cursed film thing starts, and that's probably why the fan base got so large. And you know Hollywood's going to capitalize on that. I did enjoy what I learned from the narrator, even though he tells you, these are my memories that I'm telling you. I try to change my memories. Sometimes I'm not sure what exactly happened because I tried to change my memories. So you know he's unreliable, but I still found myself enjoying what I did learn about him. And the other character I really liked is Cleo, who is the one who wrote the script or the screenplay for the original Horror Movie. Leaving these characters a bit of a mystery was a great choice on the part of the author. It really leaned into this whole cursed film thing. We spend the majority of time in this book in June of 1993 during the original filming of Horror Movie. I was hoping when I saw the year that Paul Tremblay was going to include a lot of things from that time period to feed my nostalgia, but I was left wanting on that mark. When we are in those chapters that take place in June of 1993, a lot of it is the reader being allowed to read the original screenplay. Those sections were formatted differently, and I have no idea if that's how an actual screenplay looks, but I found it interesting, even though it threw me off until I got in the groove of reading it. Almost all of the scenes that we're allowed to read take place in an abandoned school. That's where they're filming. So the setting is not unique, but the effect that that setting has on the characters, that was so well written, so good. I think Paul Tremblay did an amazing job writing Horror Movie. It's psychologically thrilling. He's great at building suspense and fear, dread, anticipation, excitement for wanting to know what's coming next, even though you're kind of wondering, do I really want to know what's next? Logically, there's a few holes in the plot. Sure, it's a horror story. I think they're kind of supposed to be there. For those of us with overactive imaginations, those plot holes open doors. Maybe we don't want those doors to be opened, especially when you're laying there in the middle of the night, you wake up and you're going, you know, I remember this one part in there. I wonder if the author meant to do that. You just go down all these what if paths, and suddenly things seem to change shape in the dark and you're going, maybe I should turn my lamp on just to be safe. Paul Tremblay has earned himself a new fan. I'm looking forward to reading more of his work. For any of you who have read this author before and you have a favorite or favorites, Please share what those are down in the comments below so I can make my pick. Although I do think A Head Full of Ghosts and The Cabin at the End of the World are my top 2 contenders so far. We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you all so much for watching today. I hope this review was helpful to you. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you want to catch reviews for other upcoming releases on the channel, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Again, thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.